Hello, welcome to another edition of Chris Speaks. I'm your host, Chris Thompson. So, a couple of things happened, a couple of bad things happened. The first thing I'm going to talk about, Bill Moyers died today I think it was today. He was 91. Uh, this is, it's sad that he died, but more than that, we lost somebody who was a real champion for um, freedom of the press, and he will surely be missed. And he was a uh, um, he was a PBS reporter. It was, I forgot what the uh, what his show was, but he did a news show, the PBS news show, whatever it's called. And the guy was a brilliant man, and like at one point they were, and I think they still are now, one of the few news sources that aren't corporate owned and tells you whatever the corporate masters want them to tell you. So it sucks that he's gone. I mean, he's really old, and but the guy was just a great guy. Okay, and then now this is even worse. Okay, so the Supreme Court made a ruling that basically says that lower courts can't block a, a presidential order. Um, what? So what we're seeing is, and people just think I'm exaggerating, we are seeing things happen as they happened in 1930s Germany. This cannot stand. We can't let them get away with it. I don't know how. I mean, truthfully, I mean, and the thing is the Democrats aren't going to do shit. They never do. The, what they need to do is they need to impeach all the freaking Supreme Court judges that voted for this crap, that are voting for this unconstitutional crap, that gave the president full immunity, and is now trying this. They need to impeach every Republican in the House and the Senate, and they need to impeach the president and every Republican that's in line for the presidency. We basically have people that think they can pull this Nazi Germany thing and even mention it, even say that, yeah, this is like 1930s Germany, isn't it great? No, we will not. We will not bow to a government that becomes totalitarian. We I don't know, besides speaking out, besides, I guess I'm doing all that I can do to let you guys know we've got to let our voices be heard. I want to see, okay, we had no kings, um, uh, the no kings protest. Well, what are we going to have now? Because, like, we need to protest more than just Trump. We need to protest the Supreme Court. We need to protest the Supreme Court that's trying to fucking shit on the Constitution. And every one of those people that are doing this took an oath to uphold the Constitution, and they're not doing that. They're trying to do the exact opposite. They're trying to destroy our country, the country that so many people died for. They didn't die for Trump's ass to be dictator. That's bullshit. We will not stand for this. I guess we will stand. We'll stand in protest. I mean, obviously, we're not going to do anything violent. No violence is. We wouldn't win anyways. You can't win against a government that's so armed. And so please don't do any kind of violence. Even at protests, don't do that, because all you're doing is making them look right. Like, even when, well, it's just like you look at the first anti-ICE protest in LA. There were very few things of violence in that, acts of violence in that, and um, if you've actually seen the footage, it was the cops that started it, but no reporters, no mainstream reporters reported it that way. They reported it the same 3, 4 acts of violence that were was instigated, but didn't show the actual instigation of it. It said, look, they're bad. So no throwing rocks, no setting cars on fire, even if they're robot cars, none of that crap. But go out there and raise your voices and have signs. And I don't know. I mean, it seems kind of lame. It seems like that's not going to do anything, but that's what we can do. What we can do, because the only way to keep them from doing what they're doing is go out there and say, look, these are our voices. This is what we're saying. You're our servants, not the other way around. Listen to us. But I just don't know. It just seems so hopeless. It seems like every day it gets worse and worse. It seems the Supreme Court is allocating more power to the president that they don't have the power to allocate to him. So, I mean, we need to go out there and we need to call for. He's doing mass deportations. The president's doing mass deportations. Well, let's do mass impeachments. Let's impeach all of these guys. They're not doing their jobs. They're throwing America under the bus. They are shitting on the Constitution. They're shitting on American citizens. Most of all, they're shitting on the working class. But the whole thing is they can't run this country without the working class. Let them know that. Let them know that we will not be there. They will not turn this country into a neo-Nazi hellhole. As I had other things I was going to talk about, but this was the most important thing. And there's all this stuff going on, like another thing is back to the ICE shit. Okay, so ICE like literally kidnapped a little girl who was a cancer patient. And if I think right, I think she was an American citizen too. So they're under hot water, but nothing is going to happen. These clowns that won't even prove that they're even ICE agents, probably because most of them aren't. They're hired guns. They're hired bounty hunters that are doing this, and they don't. I'm sorry, I don't care who they are. ICE doesn't have the right to give power to people who don't have power. They're thugs. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say because I don't want this video to run too long. But this is scary. This is scary what's happening, and it's sad that nobody's taking this shit seriously. And the media is not going to do anything. The mainstream media is not going to do anything. So what I'm saying to you is, if you're on YouTube and you're watching this, I want you to repeat what I'm saying. I want you to tell the world what the media is not telling us. I mean, even the independent media is not telling us much. I mean, there's some independent media, but a lot of that's been bought off too. So, I mean, let's use social media. Yes, let's use YouTube. I mean, even the 3 people that might watch this video, do a video. Maybe you have more reach than I do. Maybe you know how to work the algorithm better than I do, because I don't seem to get any viewers. So if you watch me and maybe you got more views because you do cat videos, well, do a video that's not a stupid cat video or whatever you usually do, and let them know that the president and the Supreme Court are not above the law, and the Supreme Court's job is to keep the presidential power in check, not let him become an emperor, because that's not what our country is built on. That's not what it's supposed to be. All right, so this has been another episode of Chris Speaks. I'm Chris Thompson, and I'll see you guys later. Like, be vigilant, man. Be strong. Don't do stupid stuff. Don't, if you go out there and protest, but don't go out there and tag stuff. Don't go out there and set stuff on fire, because you know what they're gonna do. They do what they always do. They say, look, this is the whole protest. No, it'll be like tiny amounts of the protest. And I mean, you can't, don't let the police freaking get you to be violent. That's what they're trying to do, especially not all of them, but I mean like a Los Angeles, New York, some of these places where they're very corrupt. They, they're trying to use the gas and the rubber bullets. They're trying to piss you off. They're trying to make you do things that they can point a finger at and say, see, they're bad. It's the bad liberals again doing bad things, even though it's not true. But the news is going to give the same. They're going to report the official story, and it's going to say liberals are bad. Even the so-called liberal media always blow shit out of proportion because they get higher ratings to do so. All right, so I'll see you guys around. Be vigilant, be strong, don't freak out. Let's just try to stay here and be calm and try to get through these 4 years. I know it doesn't seem like it's scary because it hasn't even been like it's barely been like half a year, and all this crap is going down like we're some kind of evil empire. This is not the America that I grew up in. This is not the America that I served. This is the America I served is an America where everyone who serves America, be it the military, be it the politicians, they pledge to defend the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic, and they're doing the complete opposite. And Trump doesn't know that he's supposed to defend the Constitution, even though he swore that oath twice, but he doesn't know it. God, this guy's an idiot. But the problem is, it's not that he's an idiot. I mean, it is, but this is different than the last presidency. This guy has got people in where they need to be to let him do whatever he wants to do. So, well, like I said, I know I keep saying I'm going to go. Okay, see you guys later. Hang in there.